Hey guys, it's Nate again with another video. We're gonna do one here about living on $172,000 a year in New York City. Millennial money. We're gonna react to it, kind of see what this guy's got going on. Like and subscribe.
Obviously, it seems pretty crazy that a 23-year-old can make north.
Like and subscribe, please. Please like and subscribe. Please, please. Pretty please?
Of six figures, but really you put in a lot of hours. It's all a very transparent path until you reach partner. Hi, my name is Drake Cooley. I'm 23 years old. So I entered consulting right out of school from grad school and have been with my firm for 2 years. Every day is different in consulting because we're always working with clients. So if I'm traveling and at a client city, I'm normally meeting with them and then working on generally models or financial reports for them and presentations. When I first moved to New York from Houston, I wanted to live in a nice place in the big city in Manhattan because that's what I had always dreamed. After the first year, I realized it was an incredibly expensive dream, and even though I could afford it, it wasn't the financially responsible thing to do, so I moved to Williamsburg where it was cheaper, but I could still access a lot of the same amenities that New York has. Food is the hardest thing to budget for on my lifestyle. Almost all of it is on going out because I'm only in New York around 3 days a week. Every month I invest $500 in a Wealthsimple Roth IRA that's invested in a social impact portfolio.
Hold on a second. Let's go back and look at that again. Monthly savings, monthly budget, transportation, utilities, subscription, memberships, 89, medical debt. Medical debt, that sucks. That really sucks. You need to have health insurance because you don't want that $275 medical debt bill. And Lord knows how long that's going to go for. It could be a 10-year bill, who knows. Miscellaneous, food, travel, housing, savings. I mean, overall, it's not bad. He saves money there with the $1,575 in housing. What is travel? Travel and transportation. What's the difference? Oh, travel. I guess does he travel for work? I don't know what's going on with that. So let's take a look. And then monthly savings. Looks like he's $1,583 on a Roth 401k. Saves $700 a month, and then in a Roth IRA. All right, not too bad.
I paid off $12,000 of student loans in 5 months whenever I first moved to New York. I was very strict with myself, and if you know New York winters, you also don't really want to go outside during them. So if my friends wanted to go out, I would just invite them over to my house and we would do something much cheaper.
Cool.
I have $2,300 in medical debt from getting LASIK surgery, which I think was very worth it. So I financed the medical debt at 0%, so there's not really an incentive to pay it off any sooner. I would rather put that money towards my investment accounts where it could grow. The other fun fact about LASIK surgery is that in 5 minutes, I negotiated almost $2,000 off the price. So always negotiate your medical bills.
Hey, that's cool. The guy negotiated down $2,000. He probably could, if he did that in 5 minutes, he probably could have negotiated him down $4,000. But hey, at least he got him down $2,000. At least he didn't just pay with the bill that they gave him and just fold over and take whatever they was willing to give him. Hey, look, with a surgery like that, I mean, I say, hey, go for it. I think it's I believe LASIK surgery is an eye surgery, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I guess it's a surgery for your eyes. It laser your eyes so you don't have to wear glasses anymore. Fix your eyesight, which is cool. And I can definitely see why you would want to do that, and I can see why it's a great investment. So, because you're going to pay for eyeglasses anyways, you're going to pay for contacts, then the headache and the time taking them on and off, and then the inconvenience, and yeah, I can definitely see how it could be why someone would do that. So I don't think it's bad. I think it's cool.
My dad always owned his own businesses and he was constantly working, and so I think I got some of that work ethic. And then my grandmother was actually a Lithuanian refugee who was the hardest working person I ever met. I think I've always been a workaholic. I always have to have some kind of project that I'm working on. You know, it's a very annoying habit I have. If we turn on Netflix, I'm going to be working while we're watching it. As a very young person, you do have to work extremely hard so that you can provide value to them and not just be, you know, another warm body in the room.
It's very true. If you don't have experience, then you're limited on what value you produce. And he's 100% right. If you're young and you want to move up, you need to put your time in. You need to grind it out. And you need to, 75 hours a week is what he claims he works. I don't know if that's including transit, but I mean, essentially his entire life is made up of working. And when you're young, it's easier to do that. When you're 23 years old, working 15 hours a day isn't as difficult as it is when you're 40. Or even hell, when I'm 32 years old and working 15 hours a day, it's not easy. I'm not doing that every day. I can tell you that right now. A 10-hour day, 10, 11-hour day is a good, strong day for me. And I try not to do much more than that. And again, we talk about balance in other videos. It's very important to maintain balance. But when you're a single guy, you're young, your whole life consists of work. And so you really don't have a lot of balance. Maybe you have some friends come over on the weekends. That kind of keeps you, is enough to charge your batteries and get you ready for the next week. And plus, when you're young, everything's fresh and exciting. When you're getting paid $175,000 a year and you're 24 years old or 23 years old like he is, it makes things a lot easier to continue to push. It's the why, right? We talk about the why all the time. And I believe his why is ultimately just grind it out and stack it up for this stage in his life and get higher up. Based on the beginning of the video, he was talking about moving up in his firm, in his business. It's clear that hits his goal. Because I promise you, there's not a lot of people that are willing to work 15 hours a week, or 15 hours a day, 5 days a week.
One of the companies I'm relaunching with my dad and uncle right now is called Ultra Hot, and it's essentially this pretty 80s surf culture-esque brand that does a lot of stickers and clothes. It's been a really great process to work with my dad and uncle on a brand that was very passionate to them in their early career and also was successful, sold over 1 million stickers in the 80s. Another side hustle I have is tutoring Chinese students on how to navigate the career process in the US. I work with them for $100 an hour to essentially go over lessons about what is the different paths to professional development in the US versus China and how they could start their careers here. My biggest splurge is definitely travel, but I do in a way where I'm getting a lot more value than what I'm actually spending on it. A lot of people found out that points was something that I was good at. Sometimes hotels that are $3,000 a night over water in the Maldives, on hotels like that, I actually don't spend a single dime because I'm able to use all of the points I get from work travel.
So basically what he's saying is that he uses his credit card and gets reimbursed from his work, which is an awesome way to make extra money. If your job is reimbursing you for your expenses, put it on a credit card that gives you points back. And if you learn how to use those points in a way that you can get sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 times the points, especially for a lot of jobs, they don't really care how much the ticket costs. Big corporations, they just want you to get to where you want to get, and they want to make it easier on them so that you manage the travel. In that case, you're going to get 5 times points, and if you're traveling 3 or 4 times a month, those points add up very, very quickly. I haven't paid for a flight in a very long time. My credit cards that I use for my businesses pays for my flights, my hotels, all kinds of things. I have hundreds of thousands of points right now, and if I wanted to go somewhere right now, if I wanted to go Hawaii, I could do that very easily, particularly right now with just coming out of the pandemic. Flights are still very cheap, but even it doesn't matter. I mean, a flight on average is about 20,000 points, and if you want to go first class, just go ahead and add another 15,000 to that, and you got a comfortable flight to pretty much wherever you want. So yeah, on occasion, me and the wife will pick up and go, and it's all from reimbursement from travel points that you get from money you're already going to spend. And in his case, he's spending someone else's money and he's able to benefit from it. So yeah, fantastic. And that's an interesting stop that I did there. He's about to tell us something. Let's see what he has to say.
Ended up starting a travel newsletter earlier this year where I give people tips and tricks on how to get the best value and how to navigate the system. And so I now have 350 people on the newsletter, which in retrospect is not that surprising given I'm giving people free things for no effort.
So this guy's pretty smart. What he's done is he has a few side hustles, and he jumps on Millennial Money, right? I'm assuming he reaches out to Millennial Money and says, hey, this is me and this is my life. And Millennial Money says, okay, that's cool. That's attractive. Well, now he's talking about all his side hustles. Now he's talking about his startups and his businesses, because it's going to get free publicity through this Millennial Money. Like you right here watching this video. Now you see this guy, you see he has a couple startups, and he's telling you why they're great and why they're awesome, right? And he just said, hey, it's not surprising that he has 370 people that follow his newsletter, because there's so much value. And that's, that's a sales thing, right? He's trying to sell you on the fact that, hey, there's so much value that it's not a surprise at all that his 370 whatever people that liked his or that follow his subscription or subscribe to his newsletter are getting free content, and so the value is there. And so he's basically saying, hey, why don't you do the same, without saying it, obviously.
Because I'm always on the road, I wanted to volunteer, but I found it very difficult to do. So I actually created a website called freeresumereviews.org, where anybody that makes under a certain amount of money a year or as a student could submit their resume, and either I would review it or another person I trusted a lot with career help would provide a free review.
That's noble. And here's another point that's great about that. If his company or anybody that, this is awesome. This guy's smart. If he does a free resume review and he's getting, let's say he gets paid for referring people to work certain jobs, he's essentially funneling resumes through his website for free, and then potentially targeting certain businesses. And if he's not doing this and he does watch this response, you should do that. You should see the resume, improve the resume, and then target them or move them in directions in which ideally you have some type of referral bonus for great businesses that you really know, that you enjoy, that are mutually beneficial for both parties, and you can benefit from it. So not only do you get to help them and help them with their resume in case they don't get the job or whatever job they might get, but you also could potentially get compensated for your time as well. So consider that.
Over the next few years, I'm going to return to go get my MBA, which thankfully the firm will pay for the tuition if I am accepted into their program. And after that, I'm really looking into going into venture capital. I don't really have a target retirement date in mind. I think if I retired early, I would probably get very bored very quickly. So rather, I'm really just focusing on being financially independent, and I can do, whatever I choose to do, whether that's continuing a career in consulting or going into a different industry or living on a beach in Zanzibar.
I like this guy. 23 years old, he's very mature, he carries himself well. He obviously knows he has a target on what he's trying to accomplish. He's allowing life to kind of take him in whatever direction it goes. He has a few side hustles. Any of them could take off at any time. That could generate way more income. And they're mostly e-commerce and website pushing him towards web development, or excuse me, not web development, but they're online, right? So everything he's doing is online, and that's where you're going to see large gains rapidly, and that's where you can see big potential profits. And so I think he's got a good thing going. I think the guy's fantastic. I like him a lot. I think he's got a bright future, and I expect him to be more on the millionaire side in the next 7-8 years. I'm sure that one of his side hustles are going to take off, and if it doesn't, it doesn't matter, because his main job, he's going to go get his MBA, and he's going to go do amazing things, I'm sure. And at some point in the near future, he'll be very well off, and he'll have the freedom and flexibility, as he just talked about, to do whatever he wants to do and live wherever he wants to live. So if you enjoyed this video, which I really did, like and subscribe. I do this for you guys, educational purposes, entertainment too. I don't know. Hopefully I entertain you some. Maybe I'll be funnier. If you guys think I should be funnier, if you think I'm not funny, like the video. And comment too. Comment below. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys want me to do some more videos, tell me what you want me to do. I'd love to do it for you. We're here trying to do some videos for you guys. It's all about education. And if you need anything, hit me in the comment section. I do read all my comments. I do read everything that you guys put in there. Some we respond, some we don't, but we read all of them, I assure you. See you in the next video.